Welcome to Cell Comments. This is where we'll all work together to make sure you stay safe. We have a wall called a cell membrane. At this wall, no bad things can get in. Except for viruses sometimes. We'll look at that later. But nobody can get in without our permission. If it doesn't look like it's a cell material, we won't let it in. The cytoskeleton pose a structure to our society. It supports us and allows there to be movement. Our grass is like the cytoplasm, and it gives us cell structure, and it is jelly-like. Mr. DNA is the main concern of our community. We need him to stay safe and his house, and he must not leave. He doesn't always understand that, though. Mr. DNA's house has a nuclear envelope on the outside, and that has holes in it, and that's bad because viruses can get in, and they destroy him. It's not good. But if those viruses want to get to him, they're gonna have to go through the nucleus, because he's in there. That's where they'll find him. This nucleus is very good for Mr. DNA because it protects him. So without it, he'd get destroyed right away. Like in the prokaryotic cells, that could happen sometimes. Within Mr. DNA's nucleus, there is a nucleolus where ribosomes could be made that are helpful to the cell, but Mr. DNA has to stay in there. Like I said, Mr. DNA sometimes thinks he doesn't need to stay in there, but he needs to. You gotta let me out of this place. Have you seen, Mr. DNA, what's happened in the prokaryotic cells? That will be you. Aside from Mr. DNA, there still is a protein process that goes on in the cell that helps it get nutrients that can be transported out of it. We do that with the help of a few nice people. The rough endoplasmic reticulum team, or RER for short, helps to transport the proteins to where they need to go. They have ribosomes around them. The RER team takes the proteins to the Golgi apparatus that packages them, and then can take them outside of the cell. Now we'll show you the kitchen. In the kitchen, certain teams in our cell comments make things that are good for the cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum team, or SER for short, cooks lipids that are fatty acids that are good for the cell membrane structure. The centrioles help to divide new cells by cutting them. The mitochondria are able to make energy for the cell from sugar. Now we'll show you the storage area. Our vacuole is our storage area, and we store useful materials in there. In a plant cell, there will be water in there, but not since this is an animal cell. The lysosomes help to break down the old cells and use the parts for later. They can do that by exploding them. I despise viruses. They really anger me because they try to kill Mr. DNA. And I hate them! But we can fight them off. But let's start off with how they even get in the first place. Viruses can get in when they trick the cell membrane into thinking that it's a part of the cell. They disguise themselves, and they can get in that way. Once they get into the cell, they start destroying it right away. They throw things here and there, and then they head right towards the nucleus to try to mess up Mr. DNA. Oh, I hate that! But not so fast. Remember the lysosomes that destroyed the old cells? They can explode them too. When this happens, that causes things to get sick that have these cells. But that's just too bad. Or else the whole thing would die. So at least the lysosomes can do that. Oh, no. Well, that's about it. That's what it's like so comments. So, I hope you liked this video showing you how your cells have a whole bunch of teams in them that help to protect you.